Inside the cold, gray walls of Clinton Correctional Facility, there's a man who doesn't just survive, he dominates. His name is Richard Matt, a convicted murderer with a past soaked in violence and a presence that chills even the toughest inmates. He doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't need to. His silence is louder than threats, his stare more dangerous than any weapon. In a prison full of predators, Matt is the one they all step aside for. In the mess hall, his mere entrance quiets conversations. He doesn't walk, he prowls. One look from him is enough to make men lose their appetite. Respect? Number. What he earns is fear, and he wears it like armor. But fear alone isn't his greatest weapon. It's charm, cold, calculated charm. In the prison workshop, he crafts more than just art. He sculpts opportunities. Smiling gently, he speaks to a lonely civilian employee named Joyce Mitchell. Sensing her vulnerability like blood in water, he compliments her, listens, makes her feel seen. She doesn't notice she's already tangled in his trap. Matt doesn't act alone. He watches, picks, and recruits. Another inmate, David Sweat, younger, quieter, but smart, becomes his partner. Together they begin to whisper ideas that sound impossible. A way out, a plan, escape. At night, while others sleep, Matt lies awake staring at the ceiling. Beneath his bunk, hidden from the guards, is a carefully crafted steel tool. Not a weapon, not yet, just a promise, a beginning. To the staff, Matt appears cooperative, maybe even reformed, but behind those eyes, a storm is building, years of calculation and waiting. The prison thinks it's watching him. The truth is, he's been watching them. As the prison goes about its daily routine, unaware, one thing becomes clear. Richard Matt isn't just planning an escape. He's building it, brick by brick, lie by lie, smile by smile, and when the time comes, he won't be just another inmate on the run. He'll be a ghost, a nightmare, a monster no longer behind bars. Prison is supposed to be escape-proof. But Richard Matt doesn't believe in impossible. He believes in pressure, patience, and people. He begins with Joyce Mitchell, a lonely civilian worker in the prison sewing shop. She's polite, helpful, and vulnerable. Matt sees that immediately. He flatters her, gives her attention her husband never does. At first, it's small talk, then it's more. He makes her feel seen, special, needed. It's not long before Joyce starts sneaking in items. She thinks she's helping a man who's changed. A screwdriver hidden in hamburger meat, a hacksaw blade wrapped in plastic. Things no one questions, because she's the one bringing them. In the workshop, Matt and fellow inmate David Sweat put on the act. Quiet, respectful, hard-working. To the guards, they look reformed, but behind the table, they're collecting tools, hiding them, planning. At night, the real work begins. Behind the walls of their cells, they've removed metal vents. Through narrow crawl spaces, they reach an old maintenance shaft. It's dark, filthy, tight, but it's a path, one few would even dare to imagine. They begin cutting, one pipe at a time, one brick at a time, each night, an inch closer to the outside. The sound of grinding metal is masked by the noise of plumbing. Debris is flushed or hidden. The plan is working. Matt keeps Joyce close, feeding her lies. He tells her he loves her, that he'll take her away. She believes him. He asks her to leave a getaway car by a remote road. She agrees, then hesitates. Fear creeps in, but she's already in too deep. Days pass, the tunnel grows, the routine continues, nobody suspects a thing. Then comes the night. Matt and Sweat crawl through the tunnel for the last time. A final steel grate stands between them and the sewer system. They break through. Above ground, in the forest outside the walls, a manhole cover shifts. Two figures emerge, soaked, filthy, but alive, free. Back in their cells, dummies lie in their beds, heads made of painted paper, perfectly shaped. It looks like they're still sleeping. No alarms, no guards, no one knows. Not yet. Dawn breaks over the Adirondack woods, soft light spilling through the trees. But inside Clinton Correctional Facility, panic is erupting. A guard stops by cell 23. Something feels off. He calls out. No response. He steps closer, peels back the blanket, and freezes. A head made of papier-mâché stares back. Silence, then sirens. Steel doors slam, radios scream, orders echo across concrete walls. Two dangerous men, Richard Matt and David Sweat, have vanished, gone without a trace. EXT. Deep woods, morning. Matt and Sweat move like shadows through thick forest, breath sharp in their chests. Mud clings to their skin. Every branch, every leaf, every snapping twig could be the end. The getaway car promised by Joyce Mitchell? It never came. Matt's smile is gone now. In its place, cold fury. But he says nothing, just keeps walking. Stick to the plan, he mutters. Sweat follows. They're alone, hunted, and the chase has begun. Inti. Newsroom. Later that day, two murderers escape maximum security. Joyce Mitchell, a civilian, suspected of aiding escape. The Dannemora breakout, manhunt underway. The headlines scream across the country. Helicopters churn above forests. State troopers sweep valleys and lakes. Armed teams comb every trail. Two ghosts are out there, and no one feels safe. Ext, abandoned cabin. Night. Matt and Sweat find shelter under a collapsed roof. Their clothes are soaked, their bodies sore. They eat scraps, steal dry socks, change into clean shirts stolen from a porch. But the cold creeps in, hunger gnaws, and trust begins to fracture. Matt has grown darker, quieter, meaner. You fall behind, he warns Sweat. I leave you. Sweat doesn't answer, but his eyes say everything. He's no longer sure which is worse, the prison or the man walking beside him. Internal State Police Command Center. The manhunt is tightening. Red pins dot the map like a closing noose. Then, a break. Blood on a broken window. DNA confirms it. Matt was there. The hunters close in. XT, woods near Malone. Day 20. Rain falls. A patrol unit scans the trees. Then, a rustle. A man steps out, unshaven, soaked, holding a shotgun. It's Richard Matt. Drop it, an officer yells. Matt doesn't move. The officer fires. Matt collapses. A life of violence ends in silence. XT, open field. 2 days later. David Sweat runs across a wide, empty field, freedom just beyond the tree line. He doesn't see the trooper on the ridge. Stop! Sweat keeps running. Crack! The bullet hits his back. He drops, bleeding into the dirt. Alive, captured, finished. Inti's courtroom. Weeks later. Joyce Mitchell sits alone. No makeup, no smile, just regret. She confesses to everything. How Matt made her feel special, how he used her, how she risked it all for a man who never truly cared. The judge listens, then delivers the sentence. She cries, but the cell awaits her, too. Epilogue. The breakout becomes legend. Books are published. A TV miniseries dramatizes every twist. But behind the headlines lies a darker truth. Richard Matt escaped steel walls, but not the prison within himself. David Sweat ran far, but not far enough. And Joyce Mitchell, lost in a dream spun by a killer, found herself locked away for helping the devil escape. The prison stands again. But the cracks remain. Some walls are rebuilt, others never heal.